What is an independent contractor agreement? If you've just started your business or you're thinking of taking on an independent contractor for the first time, you may not know what's in this kind of agreement. My name is Andrew Ayers. I'm a business law and estate planning attorney, and today let's talk about independent contractor agreements and how they can work for you and your business. So as a little bit of background, an independent contractor is someone you're going to hire to perform a specific task for your business. Rather than being there 40 hours a week on an open-ended assignment, you often have them limited in scope to just one or two projects. So examples of some independent contractors who you may work with: somebody to write your social media posts, somebody to design your website, maybe somebody who's going to write grant proposals for your business, or somebody who has to write client reports for your business. These kinds of functions can always be performed by an employee as well, but sometimes you only need limited work and you want to just hire somebody on a project-by-project basis. If you find yourself in that situation, it's very important that you make sure you have a contract with the person you're going to work with, an agreement, an independent contractor agreement, so that everybody knows what the expectations are, how we measure success, and how people are going to be paid. So if you've decided to hire that independent contractor, there's a few different issues that you need to make sure are addressed in there. The first thing is you need to make sure you specify what services are going to be performed by the contractor. Next, you'll want to specify how much the contractor is going to be paid and how frequently they should be paid. Are you going to pay partial payments as the project goes along, or one big payment at the end? You should also specify when is the work going to start and when is the work considered finished. You also want to think about, how does that working relationship end? What is that kind of end date? For example, if they're going to have access to your proprietary data, your client list, your other intellectual property, you want to have an end date and then have a period after that for when they have to protect your information so that they don't use it in somebody else's project. If you're going to provide any kind of benefits to the contractor, that should be in the agreement. Are you going to pay for a cell phone for them, a laptop? Are you going to offer them reimbursements or meals? So you need to look at what kind of things you're going to be providing to them. And finally, as I briefly mentioned, and probably most importantly, what are we going to do about your intellectual property, your client lists, your trademarks, the work that you're doing, and most importantly, the work that independent contractor is doing for your business? You want to make sure the agreement says that you own that work after it's done, not that they can take it with them wherever they go. These are just some of the provisions you want to make sure are in your independent contractor agreement. And there's going to be two main ways you can approach this. The first way, which I do not recommend, is you can try to do it yourself. You can go try to find some agreement on the web and hope that it's got the right provisions in it. You can take that list I just gave you and try to check them off and hope it's in there. But the better way to do it is, let's work with a professional, work with a lawyer, work with others in the business who understand what needs to be in these agreements to make sure you're protected, that your business is protected. You don't want to work with somebody and have them do this amazing campaign for you, and then they're actually the ones owning that campaign when it's done, and they take it across the street to your biggest competitor, and they create exactly the same campaign, but somehow it ends up being even better and makes them more money. So what you want to make sure you have is a solid independent contractor agreement that covers all of your bases.